Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk relevant news. I'm Josiah, and with me, my singular friend and singular co-host, Michael. How are you doing today?
It's just me, baby.
Just you and me once again.
It's just me, baby.
Man,
I didn't abandon you.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Listen,
because
I got love for my homies.
You know, there's some people that really like to just abandon their commitments all the time. Last minute. Just be like, hey, yeah,
deuces.
Yep.
You know what?
We're not going to name any names.
Nope.
So,
but some of us aren't here to defend ourselves, and that maybe looks bad on us.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and the big question today is, why is this certain someone not here?
Well, I have a theory.
Yeah.
I do.
You have a theory, huh?
Well, earlier today in doing my, snooping and reading about the podcast, I stumbled upon a disturbing photo of
oh no,
a certain podcast member.
Oh no.
I don't think I can share it, but if I could, or if Josiah could, I found a picture of Ben with an antenna sticking out of his head.
Mm-hmm. We found a picture of Benjamin with a big old antenna.
Benjamin Nixon Sykov. That's his real name, by the way. And he had an antenna sticking out of his head. Ben is an alien. It's confirmed. Oh, look at this. Oh,
look at that.
My gosh.
So for the people that are listening who can't see it, it's a picture of Ben, and he's smiling. He has a blue shirt on.
Smiling like an alien.
Smiling like an alien, like kind of a Zuckerberg type of smile going on.
Yeah.
And right out of the top of his freaking head is an antenna. Just chilling.
Got. The boy got exposed. Canceled.
Get out of here, Ben. Go back to your own kind.
Listen, it starts to make a lot of sense. And then all of a sudden, mysteriously, after this news comes out, Ben's not available.
And it's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Oh, jeez. And I know he was sorry. And listen, but now we know.
You know, and suddenly a lot of things are starting to make sense. Because
a lot of things.
First of all, Ben has been continuing on with this weird idea that he has a wife and stuff for forever.
I have a human wife. He says it.
Yeah.
And he says it just like that. I have a human wife.
He's trying to pretend to be one of us. He's trying to fit in and stuff.
Yep.
And
he's in love with dolphins and koalas.
Yeah.
Despite knowing their history. Listen, last 2 episodes, we've talked a lot about koalas and dolphins.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't listened to it, go check it out. You learn a lot. And Ben, it did not deter him from loving dolphins and
wanting to get railed by a dolphin, you know?
Railed. Oh, God. And, it makes sense now why he eats mice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a weird thing that he does.
Yep. Just raw.
We're actually not even joking. Like,
no,
Ben eats
mice.
Mice.
That trip to Ecuador, it's probably where he landed.
Yeah. Yep. His vessel is probably over there. Probably had to go do a little waxing on it or something. So
wax his vessel.
Everything makes sense now.
Everything makes sense.
Yep.
And the thing is, and this comes at a really poignant time in history.
Yeah.
Because you know who else has been talking a lot about aliens?
The government.
The government. Literally, the government has been talking so much about aliens.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
And I'm not saying that they're trying to distract us from an unknown
the government would never
disease from with unknown origins, a mysterious disease from a mysterious country. But there's a lot of news about UFOs right now. A lot. And this is, a bipartisan issue, which how much Both sides hate each other. They
Yeah.
can't work and they can't do anything together. But when it comes to aliens, my
Suddenly,
fellow Americans,
aliens.
aliens.
Suddenly, everyone is on the same side.
We got people like Marco Rubio and Obama, even Trump, all together working on this, talking about it,
Yeah.
discussing it. Aliens,
Why do you think Space
UFOs,
Force was created?
to kill aliens, apparently.
Yeah, you gotta fricking kill the aliens.
You gotta just fricking kill anything that you don't understand as soon as you see it.
Just
Find
shoot it.
Find a new species, endangered.
Bam.
Yeah. With a giant manatee in the water. Well, before that, they didn't know what it was. They're like, shoot it,
Yeah.
kill it. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of you want to kind of give us a little bit of an update on what's all happening with this here?
So I'm gonna read this. This is an article out of the Los Angeles Times. And they're talking about releasing. So Trump wanted to release a congressional report on this. He didn't get it done before he was out of office, but here's some discussion about it right here. We're awaiting right now currently a Pentagon report that exposes everything that they have on UFOs. They want to release it. They want to talk about it. It's the Pentagon is expected to release a report later this month on UFO sightings. The result of a program designed to record and investigate sightings by the U.S. military. Defense officials and some lawmakers are publicly pushing for the release, including Marco Rubio, the highest-ranking Republican member of the Senate Intelligence Committee. We cannot allow the stigma of UFOs to keep us from seriously investigating this. The forthcoming report is one step in that process, but it will not be the last, he said. Last year, the Defense Department declassified 3 videos of unexplained aerial phenomena, the government's preferred term. So it's UAP, but we're not using that.
Come on.
No, it's UFO.
Come on.
Recorded by the Navy. A 60-minute segment on growing reports from the military community has also heightened interest. Probably won't be here without former Senator Harry Reid of Nevada. Reid is among the loudest voices calling for information on the UFOs. In a bipartisan effort in 2007, he and late Senator Ted Stevens and Daniel Inouye secured $22 million in funding for the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Intelligence officials claimed it was disbanded in 2012, where former employees later told the New York Times that it was still operational through 2017.
Dang.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
So, and I don't know, it's a bipartisan issue, which is crazy.
Well, it's
crazy.
This never happens, you know?
Yeah.
I want to see if I can find the quote specifically from Obama. He went on the late show with James Corden, which no one should ever have to do. And he said, "What is true," and I'm actually being serious. This is a quote from him, from Obama directly. What is true, and I'm actually being serious here, that there is footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Obama. He wouldn't lie to us.
No, never. Never. The government never lies to us.
The government always tells the truth. That right there, that statement would like lose all like any street cred we had with like our listeners. If we actually believe that, everybody would just be done listening to us. The government tells us the truth, guys. I swear. Oh man.
And I am never sarcastic, ever. Ever. So yeah, I mean, you know, we've talked about aliens quite a bit here on this podcast and stuff. We've kind of all given our thoughts about them and our theories and everything else. And once again, you know, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say that aliens don't exist, but I'm also gonna not say that aliens do exist, because I just don't know. I just have no idea. And yeah, I think it's a very fascinating subject. I think that aliens is really interesting, and we've given some pretty crazy theories about what we think aliens could be, or what they were in the past, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes to show though, like this is how like deep of a subject this can be though, because you know, like it's one thing we talk about aliens and we talked about discussing life and everything like that, but it's another thing to even just discuss UFOs. Like, what are they? Because there are a lot of theories about that. Are they Russian, programs? Are they? True. What if they're what if they're us from the future?
Yeah. I mean, they
What if
don't
they
even need to be aliens necessarily, I guess. So,
no,
yeah,
no.
that's
Like I
true.
said, listen, there's, obviously there's a lot of like connections and stuff like this, but I watched there's a whole documentary on it. I haven't watched the documentary. I watched pieces and parts, but I've watched his testimony a lot. Bob Lazar was a guy who worked in the Area 51 before it was Area 51. He called it S1, I think is
Hmm.
the name he gave it.
Okay.
Gave it because he actually officially worked there.
Hmm.
And he said that he saw a lot of crazy stuff in there. He saw like a ship. He never said he saw aliens. He never claimed that there were aliens, but he said he saw a lot of ships with weird, like, they could move in weird ways, and like they use like a lot of gravity technology. He knew about element what is the element, is it element 215 or 11, yeah, one element 115. He knew about that before the public knew about that. He was like, hey, this is a thing, man. This whole thing is like a real thing. He knew about it and talked about it.
Yeah.
He was able to take his friends out, and they have video footage of like things flying, over the Nevada desert and stuff. So, but the question, he said, the thing is that some of the technology was way beyond anything we have.
Yeah.
So then the question is, I mean, is it aliens, or what if it's us from, it is us from the future. I mean, something I think is interesting is that, we have a lot of, there's a lot of like correlations between gravity and time that we like know a little bit about, and black holes and stuff like this. And also the other thing is like how time works for us. Like, we can go to like another planet, or go other places and age slower than we do on Earth. So like, what happens if like, thousands or tens of thousands of years ago, or even in the future, one of our people, we go to the stars, Elon Musk, Daddy Musk gets us out to space, and we go thousands of light years away, and then we try to send information back to us the best way we know how, or something, who knows?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting. And I think obviously, I don't want to say grain of salt, but like a big grain of salt with like things that the government talks to us about and stuff, shares with us. But the fact is, like, some of these senators and stuff, I think actually are like, hey, I think there's stuff going on that we need to investigate and we need to understand better. And I think that to me is enough to be like, hey, maybe there's something to this,
Yeah.
Because the one thing that they're not trying to do is say aliens. And I think that that's the thing. Like, as soon as you say UFOs, everybody's like, oh, there must be aliens from another planet. It's like,
right,
maybe not.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's interesting. I guess the questions I have in regards to a lot of that is this just like another manufactured type of thing that the government is trying to stir up for like fear factors, or what? Like, I don't know, is it like another kind of going back to, a lot of the like the Cold War type of fear tactics that were used and stuff? Is it kind of that type of stuff? I mean, we really are just kind of starting to enter into this new era, I guess, of UFOs. So it's going to be interesting to see what the government does with it, I guess. Like, what are they going to do with this? What are they going to try to use this as ways to grasp for more power? Well, it's a government, probably, but or are they like legitimately curious / concerned about what these things could be? So it's going to be interesting, because the thing I'm looking forward to is seeing what happens when more people who aren't tied with the government start to look into some of this stuff as well, and have more information about some of this. So I mean, we've even talked in the past about some of the experiences that we've had with UFO sightings or whatever.
And some of the stuff is really hard to account for.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just really tough when you don't really have too much like physical proof of anything.
Like, and that's the thing too, like, what if George Lucas is more right than anybody. What if they are extra dimensional beings? What if, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the whole concept of aliens, life on another planet, all of that isn't really the thing? What if it's just there are beings that exist on another plane than we do,
Yeah.
and their technology and stuff exists and we can't see it? You know, what if the pyramids and stuff that we look at constantly and try to figure out, what if they're just like bygones of like a species or you know, humanity stepping into like another world or something?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I mean, like we kind of talked about the pyramids a little bit last week and stuff, but one of the things that I found so interesting when I was kind of doing some research about giants and stuff in general for the last week's episode was just how many like Egyptian art and painting there was depicting like these giant beings, these like godlike beings who were talking with, you know, the Egyptian people, and they were
Yeah.
way bigger than the Egyptians were, but they
Yeah.
were like, you know, showing them how to like build the pyramids and stuff and do all this crazy stuff. And it makes you wonder like if some of that stuff is I mean, I think I mean, we don't really know a whole lot about what could have been
No.
back then, you know.
Yeah.
So
No, you're absolutely right, and I think that that's I think that that's important too. Like to think about the fact that, hey, you know, some of these people that are like, hey, these beings talked to us or gave us identity, you know,
yeah,
ideas and stuff like that. I actually one time heard, and this is, you know, I know all our listeners are not religious or anything like that, and so just take it as a group of people that are thinkers, not as people trying to push any kind of religionist idea on you guys. But like even in the Bible, it talks about the Tower of Babel, and it
yeah,
talks about they were building like a tower to heaven and stuff like that.
yeah,
Well, like some people have read that and interpreted that as they weren't building like an actual tower, like a physical like tower that could reach up, but
mm-hmm,
like they were actually constructing like a gateway that would
mm-hmm,
take
mm-hmm,
them to like heaven, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And like I don't know, I kind of like dig that interpretation, or at least it like adds this like weird nebulous like, okay, so maybe what we've always thought of like you know, what we've always assumed was like a giant tower was not a tower, but like was actually like a bunch of these people together creating some kind of technological gateway.
like a beam me up
um
Scotty type thing.
yeah, or something, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you know, we've always been like kind of fascinated by that stuff, and
yeah,
we've
it's true.
always been,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, but it's, yeah, I mean, I know it's like a lot of people are like, well, it explain why we have different languages and different things like that, but um I don't know. Yeah, right here, there's like I don't know if I can find it right now. I was trying to find it, but
Mm-hmm.
like there's like it used to be a picture of like what people like remnants of where they thought the Tower of Babel was, and like
Mm.
the steps and the way that it was designed and stuff has like some real like interesting setups. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, and I mean, it's always so fascinating when you see all these different correlations across the world and stuff. Like, you know, like a lot of the I think it's the Mayans, I think, who have
Yeah.
like the giant like like paintings on the ground and stuff, but they're like super duper huge, and if you're just looking
Yeah.
at them from like ground level, you wouldn't know what they were. You
Yeah.
can only know what they are if you're looking at them from the sky and stuff. And they
Yeah.
have like birds and dinosaurs and all sorts of crazy
Yeah. All
stuff.
kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah.
So like
Um,
what are those for? We still don't know what those are for either. Like
yeah.
they're things that you can only see from the sky, so why would they create something like that, you know? Why would they create something that you can only see from like, you know, thousands of feet above above them and stuff?
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting. And we, you know, we've kind of given our theories about a lot of that stuff and
We
how, you
have.
know, the Nephilim could be tied in with these other beings, or you
Yeah.
know, I believe that angels and demons are real and stuff too, and I think that they have been, you know, prevalent throughout history and stuff too. And
Yeah.
uh, so
What, you know, and
yeah,
if they exist on a higher plane than we do, or a different place,
or
we don't
different
know what kind of,
dimensions too,
yeah,
and yeah,
you know, and so stuff that we consider like magical or mystical stuff like that is just a lot of times it's just technology we don't understand.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So he said there's going to be like some sort of report coming out soon
Yeah,
that
so
has,
that's, yep, the Pentagon is set to release a UFO report sometime, I think it's this month.
I want pictures and I want videos.
That's what I want. So
Yeah.
I will say a day ago they released a video of let me see if I can find the of like a Navy ship, and
Mhm.
it's like I believe it's supposed to be the radar, and it shows like the Navy ship, and then it shows like all of these like objects like surrounding the ship.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I thought that was like fascinating.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and it just shows like they're like all over like surrounding the ship and like swarming all around the ship and stuff. But
Mhm.
it only shows up on, if I remember correctly, it only shows up on the radar. And you could obviously call that
Mm.
like a radar, glitch. But
Yeah.
it's also
Yeah.
one of those things that like there's also the video the guy has that the Navy pilot said that they're watching an object in space. You can see it on the thermal cameras, and this thing is like zipping around, and they can't
Yep.
keep up with it and stuff.
Yep.
I mean, so those are naval and like military grade cameras, and they're talking about this stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
um
Exactly.
yeah, so they do have videos. So like, yeah, I pulled up the one, and yeah, it just shows like like these things like all these dots all over the radar, like surrounding the ship or whatever, or like there's like three big ones. Yeah, and
Okay.
they don't know what they are. And
Interesting. Yeah.
we have people that are like generals, and we have people that are high ranking military officials, and high ranking senators and stuff, who have swear that there's stuff out there that where our government is like not talking about, because the implications could be really scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just fascinating because we haven't really ever had technology at the point where we're at now, where we can start to actually notice some of that stuff or pick up on some of that, and now we do. And it's going to be really interesting to see where this is going to take us as far as finding out what some of this stuff is. And I don't know, I just feel like that if there really is, if they do have some of this crap, about UFOs, they should just release it. They should just release everything. And I don't know, I feel like that just holding people in the dark is not a good idea either, because we're at the
yeah
point now where they're basically saying, yeah, UFOs are real and stuff, and now everyone's like, oh well, shit, if UFOs are real, then you know what does that mean? What
yeah
are UFOs? Where do they come from? All this stuff. So
yeah yeah I think at this point, I mean, whether it's a ploy to just distract people, or whether it's something else, but I think some of the uptick too is like, if I remember correctly, it was Bill Clinton who was like actually really really into UFOs. Like they were like, yeah, he was really into it. And apparently, if I remember correctly, Obama was kind of fascinated too. He was like, hey, what's the deal with some of this stuff? And they're like, well, we can show you some of it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and obviously, it's hard to know if the uptick is because they're distracting us, or if the uptick is because like just because we have a leap in technology, and so now there's more and more interest in it. But the fact is, like, um I will say, I had a friend of mine. He's no longer classified, so I want to say that before anything else, because
mm-hmm.
I'm sure somebody will investigate this or whatever. But I had a friend who back in the day, um an unspecified time in the past, worked in the Air Force and was actually at Area 51.
Really.
Yeah, he said
Wow.
he worked security there for a little while. He wasn't there a super long time.
Yeah.
But he like I think he flew a plane into there or whatever. And what he specifically said was he didn't see any UFOs. What he saw specifically was just like a lot of experimental like planes and different things like that, where they're trying to get things off the ground or try different stealth planes and stuff. Like that's where the stealth bomber came out of. But at the same time, based on, I mean, he had been out of the military for a long time, like at least 20 years, maybe longer. But yeah, so he had been out of the military, and he had just been declassified like 5 years prior or something like that,
Really.
So like even that stuff, like some of those people and some of the stuff that they knew back in the day, like is just now being declassified. So you have to wonder sometimes some of the technology, like they have stuff that we don't even know about.
Yeah. Exactly.
And sometimes maybe it's, let's say you're a government, you're not a government official, but you're working in a sector that's like all about this like advanced technology, and then you go, hey, let's see how it does against some of our like planes. See how some of our boys react to it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so it could be very much the government testing its own people and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's sects of the government, sects, SECT, of the government. There's also sects in the government, but that hide, like they don't let other parts of the government know what they're doing either.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, which is wild. It's just a wild thought.
You're like, hey, I work for the government. Like, I do too. What do you do? I can't tell you. Sorry, that's classified. Yeah. You know, or we have like even the Freedom of Information Act, and even that doesn't always let us, you like know things, or like you get something and it's all redacted and hidden, and you don't even know half of what it is, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but, man. Yeah,
but we can say now, I mean, I just want to reiterate this, guys. This is big deal. Ben is an alien.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
100%. No matter what he says on this podcast.
Yeah.
He is not of this world.
The question is Ben from the same species as Elon Musk?
Oh, I mean,
I don't think so. I mean,
I'm not saying anything specific. I'm just saying if he's from the same planet as Elon, he might not be from the same place that Elon lived in. Hey, listen. Ben is a smart dude. Ben is a very intelligent guy. There's nothing against him. Listen, I think we're all decently intelligent, but I'm sorry, Ben is nowhere close to Elon Musk. No, I mean, there almost is nobody, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, hey. There's a thing actually real quick because that reminded me of that. Like, there's an interview that Joe Rogan did with Elon Musk. He's done multiple ones. I think it was the same one where he smoked weed and everybody got mad at him. Yeah. But yeah, he actually asked him, he's like, what's it like to be you? And Elon was like, you wouldn't want to be me. You don't want to know what it's like to be me. It's scary. Like he just, he just flat out was like, he doesn't, the guy just, he can't shut it off. His brain works so fast and he's always thinking of these weird ideas and crazy concepts and, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a crazy person. Let me tell
you.
He
is. And if he's an alien, then it makes even more sense.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he doesn't want us to be him. Cause he's like, listen, you don't want to be me. I'm an alien. I can't turn it off.
It's probably some like alien in like a starship somewhere with a sniper at his head or something. Like
you don't want to be me. That's why he smoked the weed. He wanted to remember for a moment what it was like to be just normal.
So I don't know what happened to Ben as an alien. Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. Hey, apparently wherever he comes from, they have antennas sticking out of their heads. I'm gonna be honest. I only know one species of alien off the top of my head that has one specific like middle of the head protrusion with those kind of color schemes on it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Teletubbies.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not saying
Ben is a Teletubby. Is that
I'm not saying Ben's a Teletubby. I'm not saying Ben is a Teletubby. I'm saying the only correlation I can find, only alien species I can find that correlates between things sticking out of the head.
Yeah.
Teletubbies.
Yeah. I think Ben's a Teletubby. And Elon Musk is the son.
Yeah. We have a theory going, guys. And I think, I think one of these days we'll just have to ask Ben to show us the TV on his tummy.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Dude,
take off your shirt, Ben.
Weird.
Ben,
even as a kid, I was disturbed by the Teletubbies.
Dude, Teletubbies were scary.
Yeah, I hated them as a kid.
They're like, we're trying to teach you guys something. I'm like, what are you trying to teach kids? And they're like, that you can have televisions in your stomachs.
I remember being horrified by that.
Yeah, just get the surgery done and get it put inside your body. Oh my gosh. That would make sense though. What if Elon Musk created Teletubbies? Because that was his starting to set up Neuralink.
There you go. So
you can have can have a television in your stomach.
I mean,
get the Neuralink.
if all the aliens are like Teletubbies, then they can't be that bad. They can't be that scary.
You see that planet they live on?
With the creepy baby son or whatever
creepy
it is.
baby son, and they
Yeah.
like literally like there's only the 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotta wonder what happened to the other ones.
Okay, so if Elon Musk is one and Ben is one, then who are the other 2? Ooh, we'll have to figure that out. We'll have
That's a
to start an
mystery.
investigation.
Guys, we have a mystery to solve.
Yeah.
Who are the other 2 Teletubbies? Listen, if you listen to this podcast, in the comments, tell us who you think the other 2 Teletubbies are.
Let's
We already
get
know
some
Elon
theories
Musk and Ben. Once we get the other 4, we can classify which ones are which ones.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
No, I used to hate a lot of those shows as a kid, though. Like, I hated Barney too.
What do you got against Barney, dude?
Dude, I hated Barney.
Barney
as a kid.
was fire.
I hated Sesame Street as a kid.
What?
Yeah, dude.
No, okay, that's not
Dude,
normal.
No, I'm
No.
serious. I found a lot of those shows super cringy, even as a kid, even as a child.
Sesame
I was like,
Street is fire.
no.
Don't at Sesame Street. I'm telling you right
the
now.
Muppets is better.
The Muppets and Sesame Street are basically the same thing.
The Muppets is way better.
They're created by the same guy.
The Muppets is still way better. Like, it's not even close.
They have crossovers. Kermit used to be on Sesame Street.
Okay, well, with all that being said, Sesame Street is super cringe. And
no, it's dude.
The Muppets
Sesame Street is fire.
Epic. I hate the characters. I hate the characters on Sesame Street way more than any of the characters on Muppets.
Wow.
The Muppets.
What do you have against Sesame Street?
It's just super cringe, man.
Snuffleupagus?
Yeah,
Cookie Monster?
I hate Cookie Monster.
Oscar the Grouch?
I hate Oscar the Grouch.
How do you hate Oscar the Grouch?
I hate Big Bird.
Elmo?
They're all terrible.
Dude, Elmo is fire.
No, dude.
Yes.
There was that Tickle Me Elmo thing back in the day.
Well, listen, we don't count Tickle Me Elmo, the toy.
That was
I'm talking about
creepy,
Elmo. Dude, Elmo's like straight up like legit. Like he's actually living on some whole nother world.
Yeah.
I actually just watched the whole like compilation. I'm gonna send it to you.
Why would you do that?
Elmo, where like his best friend Zoe has like a pet rock, and he gets really upset with her because she's like, oh, my rock needs to drink water. He's like, why does it need to drink water? It's a rock. And he's spitting straight facts.
Almost spitting facts.
Dude, he gets so upset. She's like, oh, well, Rocco wanted that last cookie. And he's like, why does Rocco want the last cookie, huh? Rocco's a rock. Rocco can't eat cookies. Elmo gets really upset by some of this stuff.
Oh, man.
Listen.
Yeah.
Don't hate on Sesame. I can't believe this.
The Muppets was so much better.
I mean,
and
the Muppets
Barney was
great.
terrible. Barney was awful.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, Barney was bad.
One of the shows that I liked a lot as
Not
a
a
kid
highlight.
was what was that show called? The Dinosaur Show or something like that. It was like there's like the kid in it, Kid Dinosaur with tennis shoes, red tennis shoes or something.
Oh, dinosaurs?
Yeah, dinosaurs. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I loved that show as a kid.
That show was great,
good.
but that show's not educational.
Yeah, but it was good. I mean, it was entertaining.
It's not educational.
I don't need my shows to be educational.
Well, you need Sesame Street to be educational.
I want story. I want good story.
There's some great stories. Listen,
and Sesame Street.
Yeah, Slimy Goes to the Moon. That was like a whole like 5-episode arc in that show.
Oh wow.
Slimy the worm. He got on a rocket and he went to the moon.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm
gonna start my own cryptocurrency called Slimy. slimy coin to the moon.
Slimy
to the moon.
They literally have one out there called like cum coin or something like that.
Yeah, they have diarrhea coin, bro.
Oh my god.
And it's sad because it's doing like decent and it's making me upset because I'm like I kind of want to invest in this.
I just need to find like every coin as soon as they start and just like put in a little bit in it, but that little bit will be like so much so that one day if it actually becomes big, I'll be just like rich. I'll be
rich.
I'll be so rich.
Diarrhea coin is like 1 cent right now.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it's called poo coin.
Poo coin?
Yeah, dude, it's at 2 cents now.
What?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Bro, you got to get on this poo coin.
I got to get on this poo coin.
You got to get on poo coin.
My parents made me watch a lot of like really cringy Christian shows as a kid too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like did you ever watch Quigley's Village?
Quigley's Village, yeah, that show
oh my
was
gosh.
awful. It was like as soon like just because puppets were popular, but they were like moderately safe. Every Christian television show had puppets.
It was like, it was like the Muppets, but like
Bad.
awful. Like it was horrible, horrendous. I hated it.
Oh yeah, Quigley's Village was awful.
Or Salty the Bible, or what it was that Salty the Bible or something like that, or Salty the Big Book or something. It's like literally a guy who dressed up as like a big blue book or something.
Yeah,
and he was like sweating all the time, and he would like dance. He would like awful. Dude, he was like the Pied Piper of children. He would like dance down into the wood. I remember this. He would like dance down the street, and kids would come out of the houses and start following him. They'd all be dancing and singing along, and he'd go woods, and he'd lead all these kids to woods.
And parents were like, "That's fine. He's the Bible." Well, not only, if I remember correctly, too, it was like it wasn't like the it's got like big googly eyes or something like that, like Barney. It was like a dude's face, like sticking out the side of the book.
He had a face,
like,
his freaking face, and it was sweating all the time. There was like sweat droplets. Come on, kids.
Listen, there's some not good stuff. Listen, VeggieTales was good.
VeggieTales was fire. Yeah.
But VeggieTales and 1, 2, 3 Penguins were like two of the only ones.
Oh my gosh, dude! 1, 2, 3 Penguins. Man.
That's like some of the only stuff that we had that was like good growing up.
Yeah. It's awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Art and entertainment is still awful. So.
Well, we had Bible Man. Bible Man was fire back in the day.
Yeah. I just remember watching Bible Man and be like, I'd rather just watch Spider-Man, but
that's fair. Yeah. No, listen, guys, we're giving you gold right now. You guys got to go look up Quigley's Village.
Oh,
go look up. Don't look up Salty the Bible. That's not a good idea.
Legitimately.
But go look up Bible Man. Like some of the old school Bible Man. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
So good.
And then like eventually like they got like deep enough in the meta where like there was one guy that knew they were on a show, and he used to like break one of the villains.
Yeah.
Break the fourth wall all the time and like talk to the audience and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just like totally gave up. They just stopped trying to take themselves seriously. And then
that's kind of when it started to get good though. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when I started getting meta, I was like, oh, this is legit.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to have a Bible Man action figure.
Oh yeah. I used to have his sword or whatever, his lightsaber thing, whatever.
Yeah, his lightsaber sword. And then he also came with a Bible. And I was like, what are you supposed to do with the Bible?
I'm gonna throw the book at you.
Wow, wow. Yep.
Oh,
1,000 pages right there, son. Like breaking a dude's neck with King James. Yeah. Listen,
oh man. Yeah.
Bible could save your life. You could use a Bible as a weapon in a pinch.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You could.
Hey, you watch Born Identity? Not Born Identity, the Born Supremacy. Yeah, I think that's what it was. He fought a dude with a book.
Yeah.
Cracked that dude in the throat. He's like, with a book, John Wick killed that giant with a book.
When I don't remember who it was, but when that one dude tried to assassinate Theodore Roosevelt, he had a small Bible that he always carried with him, and it was in his coat pocket, and it protected him from the bullet.
Look
and
at
he
that.
lived because of that.
Yeah. And then he got back out there. He's like, let's go, son. Try it again. And they're like, what? And he's like, try to kill me again. Do it. I like it when I get shot. It means I'm doing a good job.
I'm Theodore F. Roosevelt.
You know who I am? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into it on this episode because we've been talking about aliens, and that's where we're trying to stay. We're trying to stay in that area.
Yeah. Aliens.
Theodore Roosevelt. I don't know if you've ever heard about his daughter, but his daughter was wild.
Really?
His daughter was wild.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. She some of the quotes that her dad like left about her.
Oh no.
Just oh my gosh. So good.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. She was like one of the first like celebrity icon, like fashion icons back in the day. She used to have like orgies and they all kinds of crazy stuff, dude. She used to have a pet snake. I gotta find the here it is. This is a quote from Theodore Roosevelt about his daughter Alice, his oldest daughter. His friend asked him about a White House visitor commented on Alice's frequent interruptions to the Oval Office, often to offer political advice. She just kick open his door and be like, "Dad, we gotta attack the Malaysian prime minister and stuff. And the exhausted president commented to his friend Owen Wister after her third interruption to their conversation and threatening to throw her out of the window. He said, he said, and I quote, "I can either run the country or I can attend to Alice, but I cannot possibly do both." Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
She sounds like a wild one. Holy
Yeah, dude.
cow.
We're gonna have to read about some of these because there's some crazy stuff with that. You know what?
Yeah.
We should do a whole episode on U.S. presidents and crazy political people like that.
Yeah. It would be fun. Yeah.
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 But
There's a lot of weird stuff that some of the presidents have.
Super weird stuff. I mean, everybody knows about Taft getting stuck in a bathtub.
Yeah.
The president's got way worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
That'd be fun.
Next,
That'd be really
next
fun.
week, the presidential episode.
That'll probably make Ben uncomfortable, but
You know, I mean,
but what doesn't make Ben uncomfortable at this point, right?
Well, because he's an alien. You know what doesn't make him uncomfortable?
What's
Koalas.
that? True. He
Dolphins
really,
apparently
really likes koalas.
And dolphins humping each other apparently
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really into that.
Really, really into dolphins and koalas, bro.
He's probably gonna steal some in his vessel when he
And
leaves.
if he could have any pet in the whole world,
Mhm.
tiger shark, you know?
Yeah. That would be his bet. That would be something an alien would say. Let's just be honest.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I was like, oh, tigers. He's like, that's the worst.
Yeah, tiger shark.
sharks. Probably because wherever Ben comes from is an aquatic planet.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And he forgot that there's land here, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
He's like, wait a minute. I mean, foxes. And you're like,
Fox.
it's too late now, buddy. Maybe like wherever Ben's from, they live in the ocean and they have like tiger-like creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? And they just like they try to eat his people, so he gets upset.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it is. That's why he doesn't like tigers. Probably why he doesn't like giants either. Everybody on this planet's super tiny.
Well, or they are the giants from the past, and they don't like being called giants.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
He got offended. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, my people are, you know, don't like that term.
We prefer the term Nephilim.
Yeah. Listen, we're about to find some crazy stuff out about Ben, guys. Just wait.
Yeah,
telling you.
stay tuned for next week because
Stay tuned.
we might have to grill him here.
We're gonna expose him. We're gonna expose Ben to the whole world.
Be ready, everyone.
Yep.
It's gonna be a wild episode next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, thank you everyone for coming out this week. We really do appreciate it. And make sure that you leave a like, a comment, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on your favorite audio platform, then make sure that you leave a review. We would appreciate that a lot. And we will catch you all next week. Bye.
Bye.